Okay, we can all agree that Frankie's mask helps him. It makes him professional, helps him handle his workplace and mask what is expected. After all, you need a little armor to survive the chaos of doing anything publicly, okay? But then we see the other side of the armor. Frankie comes home and instead of relaxing, instead of breathing, instead of letting himself be human, he stays armored up, rigid and perfectionistic and detached. And that is when the mask stops being a tool and starts becoming a cage. Because masking at work, that's understandable. Masking in those in-between moments, like brushing off compliments, sad, but okay. Masking at home, masking with yourself, yeah, that's when we draw the line, because that's when you lose your freedom completely. That's when your life becomes a performance you can't clock out of. And it seems like Frankie doesn't even have the energy for an actual performance, so there's that. If you really look at Frankie here, you realize his cage isn't made of fear or incompetence or weakness, it's built on perfectionism. And perfectionism, ironically, is often a side effect of giftedness. You know, the whole high intensity, fast cognitive processing, natural pattern recognition, low tolerance for inefficiency, and so on. Yeah, giftedness can feel like a blessing, but if you're not careful, it trains you to expect superhuman standards from yourself and eventually from everyone around you too. When your baseline is functioning at 150%, you don't realize how cruel it is to expect others to keep up with you. Not just cruel to them, but cruel to yourself too, okay? You start mistaking exhaustion for normal, you start mistaking overfunctioning for love, you start mistaking performance for connection, and that's exactly what we see in this next little moment. Frankie catches two students passing a note during a test. In his mind, that's automatically unacceptable. No curiosity, no questions about it. This is another toxic side effect of perfectionism. It doesn't leave space for shortcomings, for messiness, for the messy middle of human behavior. It sees explanations as excuses. It sees compassion as weakness. It sees imperfection as a personal betrayal. All because when your whole self-worth is tied to efficiency and performance, you lose the capacity to understand anything outside of that frame. It's heartbreaking, honestly. Frankie's mask keeps him efficient, untouchable, and respected, but it also keeps him extremely lonely and unreachable, rigid. He's built a life so safe that it's almost empty. And the saddest part is that he probably doesn't even know what is missing. And when you're armored all the time, you stop even believing that softness is an option. The antidote in here to Frankie's perfectionism is compassion. It's learning to replace perfect performance with human connection. It's being able to say mistakes happen, people are messy, and maybe eventually Frankie could learn to say the same thing about himself too.